Hello again, my name's John. I'm a retired cook from the northeast of England in the UK, and welcome to my latest bread video. And in this one I'll be making these delicious but very easy to make honey and oatmeal rolls. You can view the ingredients list and full written method for this recipe on the recipe page on the channel's website. I'll leave a link in the description under the video, or you can click on the eye icon top right of the screen to take you directly to the recipe page. And I'll be doing the Patreon and PayPal shout out a little later in the video. And with that out of the way, let's get on with today's recipe. Right, I'll start the recipe by bringing the 240 ml of water to a boil. And while that's heating up, I'll add the butter, honey, rolled oats and salt to a mixer bowl. This is quite a sticky dough, so you will need to use a stand mixer for this. It is possible to make it by hand, but pretty difficult. And whatever you do, don't add the other three ingredients yet, as the boiling water will cook the flour, scramble the eggs and kill the yeast stone dead. Right, soon as the water starts to boil, get it straight into the machine. Don't hang about, because while it's boiling the water is evaporating all the time and you're going to end up with a short measurement. So as soon as it starts to boil, get it straight into the bowl. Now, using the paddle attachment, mix that for about a minute on speeds 1 or 2. And after a minute, let it cool down. As you can see, it's at 55 degrees Celsius at the moment, and we need to get it down to 40 or under. Remember, these laser thermometers only take the surface temperature, so make sure you give it a good mix before taking the temperature. And if you haven't got a thermometer, just get the temperature down so it's comfortably warm to the touch. Right, mine's down to under 38 degrees, so it's safe to add the other ingredients. And I'll start by adding the beaten eggs and give those a quick mix. And if you need an alternative to eggs, as I know many of you do, you can use 100 ml of milk instead, but the eggs do give the bread a richer flavour. Next, combine the flour and the yeast together and add that to the bowl. Now, using your dough hook this time, mix the ingredients together for about a minute until everything is combined. And once everything's together like this, continue mixing for a further 6 minutes. Okay, once the 6 minutes are up, you can stop the machine. And as you can see, it's quite a sticky dough. Now remove and clean your dough hook and scrape down the sides of the bowl. Next job is to oil a large bowl and set it aside for the moment. Now flour your worktop. Right, scrape out the dough onto the floured bench. Make sure you get it all out. Sprinkle a little flour on the dough and start to knead it for a few seconds. Incidentally, these flour sprinklers are back in stock in the website shop if you want one, along with the door scrapers and the bowl proofing covers. It's just another way you can support the channel. It looked very sticky and unmanageable in the bowl, but once you get it on the bench with a little flour on, it's quite easy to handle. And then form it into a ball as shown. Right, once it's formed into a ball, get it into the oiled bowl. Now give the dough ball a good coat of the oil from the bowl. That prevents it from drying out and sticking to the cover. And as my regular viewers will know, I use a shower cap as a dough proofing cover. It works great. Right, I'll get it into a warm draft-free spot for at least 45 minutes. I like to use my new oven to do this, with just the light bulb on. It seems to be an ideal spot for proofing dough. Right, now I'll set the timer for 45 minutes. This time may vary depending on the temperature of where you're proofing your dough. Okay, while that's proofing, I'll get a couple of things ready. Starting with greasing a baking tin. The dimensions of the tin that I'm using is on screen. And to grease it, I'm using a little lard, but you can use oil, butter or shortening to do yours. Next, you'll need to oil a strip of cling film or plastic wrap. And this is just to cover the rolls while they're proofing in the tin, as you'll see a little later in the video. Right, I'll just set that aside for now. Okay, the 45 minutes are up, and as you can see, my dough has risen beautifully. Right, I'll turn it out onto a floured surface and knock it back. That simply means force all the gas out of it as shown. Okay, once that's done, you need to divide the dough up into however many rolls you're making. If your measurements were correct at the beginning, your dough should weigh the same as mine, around 900 grams or 32 ounces. Now out of this recipe, I like to make 8 rolls, but you can divide yours into 10 or 12 if you prefer smaller ones. Now you can eyeball these if you want, but I prefer to use my scales to equally divide mine, so they're all exactly the same size. So, using the calculator, 8 rolls works out at 113 grams, and that's 4 ounces each. Right, I'll let you watch a bit while I divide the dough into 8 equal pieces. Right, that's the dough divided. Now I'll form each piece into a ball. You can learn more about this rolling technique in my dinner roll video. Okay, that's them all done. Now I'll place each dough ball neatly and evenly spaced into the greased baking tin. And you can slightly flatten them a bit like I've shown in the video. Loosely cover the rolls with the prepared oiled cling film. Right, now I'll get those into the bulb-lit oven to proof. With this being a new oven, I'm not sure how long they'll take, so I'll start with 30 minutes. They'll probably need a little more time, but we'll see. And as I thought, after 30 minutes they need a bit more time, so I'll give them an extra 15 minutes. And after that extra time they look as though they're ready for the next stage, so I'll get them out and get them onto the bench while I preheat the oven. And you'll need to preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius, that's 355 Fahrenheit, or gas mark 4. And while the oven's heating up, there's a couple of more things to do with the rolls, starting with very gently brushing on some egg wash. This will give the finished rolls colour and shine. And the final thing to do before they go into the oven is to sprinkle a few of those rolled porridge oats over the top of each one. Now normally these take between 18 and 20 minutes to bake, but with this new oven I'm not exactly sure. So I'll set the timer for 20 minutes, but I'll keep a close eye on them through the glass door. And while those are baking, I hope you don't mind if I give my very first recipe book a bit of a plug. The book has lots of our favourite recipes from our work kitchens in it, and is available in the channel's website shop, along with loads of other equipment I use in the videos. It's just another way you can support the channel. I'll leave a link in the description box below the video, or just click on the eye icon top right of your screen if you want to order a copy today. Well, looking through the glass, it looks like these are done after 17 minutes, so this oven looks like it's running a little hot. So I'll make a mental note of that for future reference. Okay, I'm going to call these done at 17 minutes and get them out. They're very soft at this point, so I'll let them rest for 10 minutes on this wire rack before removing them from the tin. Right, they're still pretty hot, so using 2 wire racks I'll carefully get them out of the tin. Now I let them cool completely on the wire rack, and I'll come back a little later and let you see what they're like on the inside. And of course have a little taste. I would normally break these off, but I'm trying to keep them tidy for the video. The colour and the texture of these are fantastic, and the smell is amazing. Well, here we go, and I'm trying these with a little of my homemade butter. And these are truly delicious, slightly sweet with a hint of honey, and the kids also love these, and I really hope you give them a go. Another thumbs up for a great bread recipe. And as promised at the beginning, here is the latest list of my Patreon and PayPal donators, and they are Peter Armand, Gersom Amaya, Chevy Albus, Lewis Mark Tarney, Bill Say, Chris Kane, York Depp, Derek Sidaway, Arjun Jethwa, Alan Peter Hepworth, Maria Gunnison, Janelle Hubney, Meg Mulcahy, Franklin Heaney, Yasmin Simkos, Ann Turner, Christina B, Janice Lannon, George Andrews, Sylvia Cape Meensma, Peter Manetti, Patricia Younger, Charles Colson, Matthias Nielsen, Sandra Oss, Stephen Ogden, Alex Thompson, Maria Cavaletto, Keith Elliott, Sandra Granby, Laura Elkin, Vivian Kitteringham, Nico Arabatsis, Susan Donald, Susan Munro, Sandy Giordano, Andrew Boone, Elge P. Davis, Dave Tilbrook, Kit Ing, Treasure Island Baking, that's T. Van Diest, Colin Cranson, Trevor Stevens, Richard Nash, B.M. Boob, Carol Lewis and Suzanne Sedale. And thanks again guys, I really do appreciate all your support. Well, thank you again for watching. Please like, share, comment and subscribe by hitting the circle above. If you do subscribe, activate the bell icon next to the subscribe button on my channel page. And by doing that, you'll be automatically notified every time I upload a new video. And in the meantime, here's a few of my other videos and playlists that you may want to watch. So, until the next time, be safe in the kitchen and bye for now.